It's new. It's really new. We don't have shows like this. Our cop dramas are really quite slow paced, thriller sort of based cop
Like
dramas.
slow detective kind of things.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
so they're very kind of slow and stuff like that. So for us over here, it's like a brand new thing. Yo.
What's up, Ashley? How's it going?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good, good.
Where you at?
I'm in Stratford.
Oh, how are things out there?
East London, yeah, it's good. I mean, listen, at the moment, all I get to see is my apartment and film sets, but TV set, but it is what it is. All good.
You guys still kind of locked down in the quarantine and stuff out there?
Yeah, pretty much. Kids have just gone back to school last week. And I mean, look, I can't complain because I'm still filming, so I'm still working.
That's good.
Which is a lot more than a lot of other people are going through right now. So, you know, I have to be thankful for that.
No question. You know, at least you can work. So that's not everyone's getting that opportunity now. So that's good.
Exactly.
Are you guys filming season 4?
Of
Bulletproof. Yeah.
No, not yet. I'm on set of Top Boy at the moment.
Okay.
For Netflix, but yeah, so we start season 4 in about a month now.
Okay, so it's coming, right? On schedule, hopefully.
Yeah. It's all looking good at the moment. Trust me. There's been worries about it, but actually it's looking quite good right now. So we're hopeful.
Well, I'm new to the series. I got kind of introduced to it recently. We're getting it here in America on the CW starting tonight. So, man, this is like, I was thinking right away, it's like, it reminded me of Rush Hour and Bad Boys. It's like a combination of both, you know, just like the English version of Rush Hour or Bad Boys.
Yeah, that was kind of our starting point, really, when Nolan and I started creating it. You know, it was many years ago. We sat down like in a coffee shop in London, and I said to him, we need to make a show like kind of like Bad Boys over here. And yeah, the rest is history, man. Like, you know, we came up with these characters, we came up with the concept, and then we went from there. We grew up watching Rush Hour. We grew up watching Lethal Weapon. We grew up watching Bad Boys. So it's been a huge part of our lives, a really big influence for us.
Were you guys longtime friends? How did you like know each other prior to creating this?
All right, so we met on a short. It was like a student short film that we did like years and years ago. I couldn't tell. I'm crap with dates, but we worked together on that, and then we kind of went our separate ways. And Noel had his career going, I had mine going, and we never worked together. And we very rarely crossed paths. Actually, I wouldn't say we didn't get along, but we were fighting for the same work. So, you know, when you're always being pit against each other. And it was one night we went to an award ceremony. It just so happened that we were put together on this table and we just got talking. And that's kind of how this whole thing grew. But since then, I mean, for the last 3-4 years, whilst we've been doing the show, we've been inseparable, man. You know, he's a good guy.
I mean, you guys are crazy, man. When I'm watching you guys do the stuff you do on that show and just going for it with the action and just even the lines, the comedy bits between you two, I'm like, this is like a pairing that's been in the making probably for a long time. So you know what? It just proves that sometimes doing those non-paying short films or student films leads to something down the line, man. There it is, paying off for you.
That's right, man. That's right. Yeah, I'm glad we did it together. Do you know what I mean? And it took a long while to get it on your screens. Trust me, it wasn't easy at all. There was a lot of setbacks. There was a lot of reasons why people didn't want to do it and why it couldn't happen, etc. But we're glad we've done it. And more importantly, I think for the game over here, it's new. It's really new. We don't have shows like this. Our cop dramas are really quite slow paced, thriller sort of based cop
like school
dramas.
detective kind of things.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
so they're very kind of slow and stuff like that. So for us over here, it's like a brand new thing for TV.
Yeah, how did you guys pitch it? Because here you guys coming up with these concepts for like TV shows on at a coffee shop. How do you go about like actually pitching and making this happen? Because that's a tough process, man. There's like accomplished filmmakers that can't get a show or TV or a movie made, and here you guys are just kind of two dudes getting together and just trying to do something with your careers more moving forward. So how did you guys get to the point where you get into the rooms behind the gatekeepers, to pitch a show to make it happen?
I think it was a combination of things, but I think the main thing where it started, the foundation, was the fact that we both, in our own rights, had really good careers, over here, individual careers. And Noel has been a producer his whole career. So he didn't have it as easy as I did in the beginning. So he had to he always had to create his own work. It was as simple as that. So he understood the ins and outs of production. He had all that knowledge already there. And I guess when we put it together, it sounds cheesy and corny, but it was too powerful for anyone to deny, even though they did in the beginning, because we're a very reserved place, it's a very reserved country, and and having two black leads, male leads in the show was kind of unheard of, really. People didn't think it would work. A lot of the networks kind of shunned it a bit for a long time, but we just decided that whatever happened, we were going to make the show how we wanted to make it. And luckily enough, we met someone at Sky and a production company called Vertigo. And I guess it was just at the right time. And they loved it. They loved the idea. They were looking for something like it anyway. When we pitched it, they loved it. But yeah, there were several times we pitched it, and it didn't get the it didn't get the hype that we wanted from the people we were pitching it to. So that's how it goes.
Keep on going. You don't stop. That's what it is. And I'm in the U.S. here, but I know about Sky. I know you guys have that's the channel to be on. That's a network to be on. So you guys did something well to get on Sky, because that's the leading kind of, at least I know, internationally when it comes to like football and all this stuff. It's always through Sky. So
yeah, they're huge, man. Sky are huge, and we're really, really, really happy. I'm not just saying it, but really happy that they backed it the way they have, because it's been really good for their channel, and it's been amazing for us, obviously.
You guys, where do you guys shoot usually? Do you shoot around England, London, kind of Liverpool? I saw. Is that kind of the primary, obviously, setting? You guys have a lot of free reign, because I feel like watching some of it, it's just like I get a tour of England in general before the season 3, where you're venturing out of there. So
yeah, 100%. Like in the beginning, I mean, because the type of show is so unheard of, and the stuff that we wanted to do, the stunts we wanted to do, we didn't get permission to film in London in season 1. So we had to shoot in Liverpool and pretend basically it was London. Once the show was a success and we moved on to season 2, we wanted to take the characters kind of out of their comfort zone. So we got to shoot I think we shot in Greece, we shot in Malta. We moved around a bit, and London welcomed us with open arms at that point.
Oh, now they're welcoming you guys. Then after you guys are going international with it.
Yeah, money talks, man. Money talks.
No doubt. Tell me about South Africa, because I mean, South Africa is just gorgeous in a setting and everything, and you guys got some free reign around there. So, what was the idea between placing this season out there and taking the story really in another continent?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it wasn't our choice initially. We wanted to go to Japan, I think it was, or something like that. Yeah. And that was a no-no. That was stopped immediately, the idea. And then I think we were offered like 3 or 4 different places, South Africa being one of them. I'd shot 2 other things in South Africa. Noel had never been and didn't want to go. Actually, he was totally against it.
Why? It's South Africa, man. You got beaches, you got everything you want.
This is the thing. It's like, you know, when you hear South Africa being banded around, there's a lot more that goes with it than beaches and you know, picturesque scenes or whatever. There's a lot of history over there. There's a lot of, you know, racism and stuff like that we hear a lot about over here. So you know, the fact that I had experienced it being over there, and I'd experienced the culture, I'd experienced the disparity between the rich and the poor, you know, I understood what it was all about. I was able to kind of convince Noel that it was a good place to go. If not only for us to have the show there, I mean, definitely for that reason, but also for us to get an education as well. I mean, you know, people are really struggling out there on the bottom end of the scale, man. And it going over there and shooting there and working with people that are coming from those kind of really impoverished communities gave us a chance to really appreciate what the hell we have over here. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it was amazing. And we tried our best to integrate, you know, the communities that we were working in into what we were doing and kind of inspire people as much as we could, which I think we did. But you know, we're two guys, you know, trying to change the world and stuff like that sometimes, and you know, it doesn't really have that much effect. But I think if you bring a smile to a few people's faces, it's a good thing. But I'll tell you this,
no doubt,
the idea that when you go to places like that people are depressed and, you know, run down and hurt and stuff like that is not necessarily true, because the fact is, you know, people that we met with nothing had a better quality of life than a lot of us do, and that was really apparent to us. So you really got to learn a lot. You know, we spent a lot of time whilst we worked filming, learning and talking to people, you know, and feeling what the place was like.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned a good thing, because like I said, South Africa, oh, beaches and all that, but when you go into the inner communities, you're right, it's a whole different world too. There's a lot of crime, there's a lot of poverty out there too that we don't get to see in film and shows. We just see the beaches and the beautiful landscape. You know, we see the big football stadiums kind of when we see it on screen, but we don't see those communities that you're right, that you spoke about. So that's cool that you guys actually went into that and didn't just show the side that, you know, we kind of are accustomed to seeing as the vacation spot, you know, where people go scuba diving and whatnot. So that's really cool that you guys went into the communities and really explored the real kind of South Africa too.
Yeah, man, we had to, man. We had to. I mean, obviously it was part of our story, but it was important for us to do that. I think in the show you'll see maybe 2 or 3 beach scenes, but the rest of it, you know, is us going down a rabbit hole into the world you talk about that a lot of people don't get to see on TV. But it's just as beautiful, you know. It's one of those things. South Africa became like, you know, a character in our show, and took our production values just through the roof.
What's next then for season 4? Do you guys have, I mean, I'm sure you're ready to film. You have an idea, any maybe tidbits or spoilers or news where we're going this time? Are we going back to the UK or international again?
Well, I think because we, you know, after going to South Africa, it'll be wrong of us to go back to where we started, but we have to ground some of the show, the foundation of the show in London. So we will be doing that, but you know, I won't give it away, but we are going to some other great places that you wouldn't expect to see Bishop and Pike, basically.
I like that, challenging yourselves, you know, always step ahead. What do you think, like, how do you guys kind of feel now being, you know, your guys going to debut on a CW, which is a big network out here, you know, with a lot of big shows, a lot of DC shows. So there's going to be eyes on this show out here. How do you guys kind of feel now going, like, there's one thing to be seen in the UK and get on Sky, but what is it now going to be like to be for an American audience? Have you thought about that, or have you and Noel discussed that? What potential could that bring for the future seasons and this show?
Not really. I think I don't think it would be good for us to kind of place ourselves in the future in that sense. I guess what we have to do is stay in the present, make sure what the show has always been about, we keep that in mind. We don't try and tailor make it for different audiences around the world. I think we want people to get from it, you know, what they get from it at the end of the day. And it's lucky for us actually that, because we didn't foresee this whole CW thing, you know, it wasn't in our plans in the beginning. We knew it would do well over here, but we didn't see that audience taken to it, and they have. And whether that's because times have changed and, you know, the moment that we're in now in life or whatever, I don't know, but we are like 100% thankful that it's working and that it's got an audience out there. And yeah, I mean, we just hope that long may it continue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Keep it honest and truthful to your origins, but, you know, and have the other side of the world kind of understand and accept it. You know what I mean? What you guys brought, keep it authentic. I like when projects are kept authentic to their base and not cater to a specific region or country, because then it changes the whole dynamic of what you set out to do.
I guess, yeah. I guess you guys, you know, just like we love your show, the shows that we watch from the US, we love them because they are true to what they are. There's no point in us trying to give you what you guys already do quite well. Do you know what I mean? It's about, you know, it's about being true to us and kind of giving you guys a slice of our culture, our way of life, and the things that we do over here. And that's always been a big thing for us, kind of growing up over here. We've constantly fed off US TV and US film and US music. And, you know, we really want to push thing forward over here. We want to create shows that can become international. Often we're told, because of the way we're speaking, because of where it's set, it won't be an international show. And we're always like, well, how does that work? You know, because how comes a show set in New York with New Yorkers in it is an international show, but it's set in New York? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, we're always over here, we're always trying to tailor make things, go somewhere else, be in another country or whatever, in order for an international audience to enjoy it. But no, I think Bulletproof has transcended that somehow, and it's become more about, I think what people can relate to mainly is the relationship between these two lead characters, you know, the relationship between these guys, what they stand for, and the sort of role models that they are.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I've gotten a liking to kind of the British cinema and shows. There's a movie I saw called Blue Story that was made out of the UK last year. It kind of debuted out here, and I loved it because it showed a side of like London and stuff that we don't get to see again, authentic kind of hood life, you know, that goes on there, and gang life that we don't know about as like Americans, in a sense that, oh, what happens in London, they have gangs and stuff like that, you know. A really great story and awesome movie. I loved it, and I got to speak to the actors, and it was just one of my favorite things I saw last year.
Yeah, that's good. Blue Story is like a good, definitely a good film. It's got a good friend of mine that's in that's the lead in it, Michael Ward. He's also in Top Boy with me as well. So we're really proud of what we're producing as a whole. Do you know what I mean? Right now, what we're kind of exporting these days, including music as well. Do you know what I mean? Some of our music artists have been doing well across the pond. So, I mean, it's a good thing. Like I said before, long may it continue. We just have to continue being ourselves as much as we can. I think that's where we're winning.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel like it's a new wave and new kind of thing that's happening, you know, kind of recently over the last few years, especially with like I said, these British shows that you guys do in Blue Story, these authentic stories, and they're transcendent, you know, and we're getting to see something we haven't seen, in a sense, like you've mentioned, even too, from British television, you know, like the old ways that are kind of like been done over the years. You guys are adding a new flavor and style and a new perspective, you know, so I appreciate that even across the pond. So hopefully it's really doing well out there too, because it's cool to push boundaries and try something new, you know what I mean? Because people can get stuck with the old and familiar, but to add new blood, new flavor, I like that.
Yeah, man, that's the beauty of being creative, you know, and having the freedom to abuse sometimes your creative space. And yeah, listen, look, sometimes people tell, with Bulletproof, we were told that it wouldn't work. Do you know what I mean? But someone gave us the space to do it and try it out, and it did work. And now look where it is. So hopefully that's just opened doors for more TV shows like that to come, and you know, we can give you guys some more entertainment.
Absolutely, doing it so far. Wanted to end and asking you, what are some of your hobbies and interests? I love asking that, everyone. Like, what are some things when you're not acting? What do you enjoy doing?
Oh man, I'm a workaholic, bro. So, it all kind of centers around work, but obviously things that I love to do. But I mean, coming outside of work, I'd say I've got a lot of kids. I'm a father of eight.
Oh wow!
Children, so, yeah, so I spend a lot of time with my children. My eldest is like 21. My youngest is 4.
What? Bro, you look like you're in your mid-30s or something. How is that even possible?
Well, I started really young, man. I'm late 30s, but I started really young. So, but yeah, so a lot of my time is taken up, as you would understand, with like 8 children.
I would. I couldn't understand, but yeah. I can see that that's a hell of a feat.
Yeah, man. Someone's propping me up right now. Like I'm an old guy, really, at heart. But yeah, other than that, music. I do a lot of music. So I'm a musician as well. And yeah, so I work on music a lot. I've got my own studio. I'm in there a lot. And write. I write scripts. I direct. I've just directed my first short about 2 months ago. It came out on Sky. So those are kind of hobbies / work sort of things that I do, really. But my life is consumed by all that stuff, man.
Creativity all around. No wonder you created a show, because it's kind of in your DNA and nature to just create music and write. That all goes together,
Exactly.
What kind of music, by the way? I'm curious.
I span across loads of genres. I started off in UK garage. Way back in the day. So we have a genre called UK garage, which is kind of like house or house music, or it started off as kind of derived from Miami bass, probably, if you remember that sort of sound.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. But nowadays, I mean, a lot of stuff. I cross over. Probably I do a lot of trap music, a lot of drill kind of orientated music. But mainly hip hop, like R&B stuff. But yeah, man, I've got a lot of stuff out there at the moment. So, and I'm just working on a project at the moment. I recently signed a deal, so I'm just getting my next project together.
And we can find your music. Is there a place where is it on Spotify or any of those outlets?
Yeah, you can get my music on all the usual platforms, Apple, Spotify, wherever. Just type my name in, you'll get it, man.
I'm going to check it out. No doubt about it, man. I love your work. I think you guys are doing something really cool. I'm excited about the show, and hopefully it just keeps it going. You guys continue living out your mission and producing good stuff. So congrats on all the work. Keep on being creative and keep on pushing those boundaries.
Thank you very much, man. Cheers.
You got it. Appreciate it, Ashley. Take care.
Take care, bro. See ya.
Bye-bye.